I've never told this story out loud. Writing it feels safer, like keeping a door half closed. If you're reading this at night with the lights low, that's your choice, not mine. It happened 3 years ago, in an apartment I no longer live in. I moved there after my divorce. Cheap rent, old building, the kind of place where the walls remember more than the tenants do. I liked that it was quiet, too quiet maybe, but silence felt like relief back then. The first week passed without incident. The second week, I started hearing footsteps. At first, I convinced myself it was the upstairs neighbor. Old buildings creak, wood expands, settles. That's what I told myself while lying awake at 2:17 a.m., staring at the ceiling as slow, deliberate steps crossed my living room. The problem was, I lived on the top floor. The footsteps always followed the same pattern. From the front door, across the rug, past the couch, and then they stopped. Right outside my bedroom door. I never heard the door open, never heard breathing, just the weight of someone standing there, as if listening. The first night, I hid under the blankets like a child. The second night, I turned on the light and waited. Nothing. The third night, I opened the bedroom door. The living room was empty. No signs of forced entry, no open windows, no footprints, just my own reflection in the dark TV screen, looking thinner than I remembered. I told myself stress was playing tricks on me. That lie lasted until I found the chair. One morning, I woke up and nearly tripped over my dining chair, blocking the bedroom door from the outside. I hadn't moved it. I was sure of that. I lived alone. No pets, no visitors. Someone or something had placed it there. I called the landlord. He laughed softly and said, "That building's got character." That night, the footsteps returned. But this time, they didn't stop at the door. They came inside. Slow. Careful. Like whoever it was knew exactly where everything stood. I held my breath as the sound crossed the room, closer and closer to my bed. Then I felt it. The mattress dipped slightly, as if someone had sat down beside me. I didn't scream. I couldn't. My body locked up, muscles screaming silently while my mind raced. The air smelled wrong, old, like damp soil and metal. A whisper brushed against my ear. "You left the door open." I don't remember passing out, but when I woke up, it was morning. Sunlight streamed through the window. My bedroom door was closed, locked, from the outside. I broke the door frame trying to get out. After that, I stayed with a friend for a few days. Told him I needed space, fresh air, normal noises. I didn't tell him the truth. Who would believe it? I went back only once, during daylight, to pack my things. That's when I found the journal. It was hidden behind a loose panel under the kitchen sink. Old leather cover, yellowed pages. The handwriting was neat but shaky, like someone trying to stay calm while documenting something unbearable. The journal belonged to a man named Elias. He wrote about the apartment, about hearing footsteps, about the chair, about the whisper. Entry after entry grew more frantic. It doesn't like when the door is closed. It watches from the hallway. It learns. The final entry was dated 40 years earlier. Tonight, it sat on the bed. I pretended to sleep. It said my name. I never told it my name. There was no record of Elias moving out, or moving on. I threw the journal away. That was my mistake, because the footsteps followed me. Not every night, not right away, just often enough to make sure I never forgot. Hotels, friends' couches, my new apartment, always the same pattern. Door, living room, bedroom. I started sleeping with the lights on, then with the TV on, then not sleeping at all. Last night, I finally understood something. I woke up at 2:17 a.m. The footsteps were already inside the bedroom, but this time, they were coming from the other side of the bed, and I realized I was no longer alone in the apartment. I was no longer the only one being watched, because when the whisper came, it wasn't meant for me. It said very softly, "You left the door open." And then I felt the mattress dip on the other side. If you're reading this in bed, if your door is open, you might want to check the hallway before it does.